local parlance. But more, I should say everybody they hear them. Now the gist be say some kind people where they in charge of producing leather, where then they use do shoe, do bag, do some kind thing. Don't come they complain and say because Nigerian people today chop for more leather no come there for the country where then they see do shoe, do bag where a lot of people they use. They come they say they go carry better bill, go National Assembly. May they stop make people know they chop for more again for Nigeria. So maybe they see leather where they go use the do shoe.
And for inside the next story, where they inside our hand, Nigerian students don't carry this matter of ASU strike, put on top of their head, put on top their shoulder, put on top their back, anyhow, under the sun and in the rain. They say we day here. They first start with Lagos Road. Now they don't enter inside the airport. They say we no go agree. This matter we go block everything blockable until una answer us. Una they see from inside the picture where they there, not be small number we gather there. They say this may not come be like say it can't be another NSAS, but the way the matter be, they say different meetings whether they happen between the Ubunge government and the union, you know they work. How they no go agree answer them? Oyana, you know say different people don't talk their own. Some people say sue ASU, some people say sue Ubunge government. Now the students say anyhow, all of una join together must answer us.
This one now still on top school matter, but this one no be university now for secondary school. And for inside Anambra State, this story they come out say Oga Governor will be Professor Charles Toludo. Don't talk say our schools don't they resume for another session. Say no, we are not going to so mini skirt give our girl child made the way they go school. Say no pure at all. Make sure they so mini skirt for Anambra schools.
All right, now welcome back. Now don't hear all the political category we get back. Hey, anyone will not get say una won't follow us torchlight. No worry, space day una go see follow us the torchlight time. But we get to sharply bring our guests come inside studio. But still and that put ready by your phone because all the matter and everything concern us the way the thing they do us, everything they hot. Imagine say Nigerians they sue INEC, how that one go take a waka. Our president they doing one work for where in day that one how it take affect you. This matter of police versus citizens in terms of how they go they react when police hit them or if they hit the police. What do you not think about that one? Of course, we know of the constant ASU strike because now it don't be constant K for inside our matter since February of this year till now they never still reach. How far our students don't enter inside road, you think say they go answer them or not, that one still there. All this story we can turn that put by on our phone, but make we carry our guests enter inside as we don't talk for the Koko of the day. This matter of the economy, he carry weight to pass all of them, still carry belly. Make we see whether this belly go born waiting we want to make it born or as the carriers go for this budget matter. We they come back after this break.
My people, my name na Ezugu Chukudi.
And my old name na Nkubi. We know say na the bad words and na the bad our political update on top your #1 program as it dey hot.
Make una ready as we wan make am even hotter with our ogbonge analyst, Jimmy Disu.
Yes, so every Monday I go to join Chukudi and Nkubi to dey tell you wetin dey inside the politics and the politics of the matter. So make una no miss am.
As it hot Monday special with Jimmy Disu, live every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. on top Wazobia TV. For latest yarn and tori from your Sept programs where they on top Wazobia TV, waka enter Instagram www.instagram.com/Wazobia TVNG.
It's Confessions Thursday. Welcome if you have just tuned in. I, Joyce Onyemowa. Remember, when you call into the show this hour, you do not say your name.
My confession is about my marriage.
My confession is
I need a serious advice. I want to tell you that this lady got to an extent that she seduced me and I slept with her.
How did you rationalize this madness? She cheated on you. How many times?
2 times.
Do you cheat on your wife?
No.
Like if it was a man doing it to a woman, I wouldn't tolerate it. So she's a clown. She's funny.
I don't know why I'm uncomfortable. If fathers could sleep with their own children, what about others?
A mother's intuition is nearly never wrong.
The guy will continue to cry.
That's not true. She's left. So you don't know why she did it, but she's hit you with something. Then you wake up and then you pick up and then you move on. Are you sleeping with her mother and her sister?
Yeah.
Confession showing Friday.
If I just join us, you don't miss small, but at least the Koko way we don't enter inside, so this one no go good make you miss them at all. Our wonderful viewers, we sure say I don't turn up put by your phone, ready to ask us question, no wahala. Make we just small with our guests we don't enter inside studio. I give a better twale, better welcome to the presidential candidate of PRP, People's Redemption Party, Oga Kolawole Abiola. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Now I don't know.
No, yeah, you did all right. All right, make we sharply enter inside the matter we carry you come inside our studio today. Now, we don't get many things of many talk, many quanta, many bege on top this issue of the fact that our bege they rise, it they increase. But when Ogbonge government go to follow us talk, DMO, for example, with debt management office, they don't tell us, nothing spoil as long as it's in the balance with our, different ratios, then where they call different ones. They say as long as it's in the balance, say we do okay. And currently, we don't enter inside the 19.6 thereabouts proposed budget for 2023. And this one still be increase of around 6 or 7 trillion again from waiting the cash. So it just be like say the budget just they go up. And the biggest problem with that money where they go up is say Ogbonge government they tell us say we go get deficit. That is money where they make not they enough to even fund the budget. Because waiting they happen they say all the ones where they make it be like say they use and they service debt. Now, who not understand what this service debt mean? Servicing means say you they pay the interest, not be say you they pay the money back. So even if you they service them, the money still there to pay. So Nigerians come they ask, as they say money not there. Different things where we they hear. How they go come they take the fund this our budget where they talk say no be problem with all the debt where we they see inside the matter. So make I just use that open floor for you. Welcome again, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
now well done. Make I apologize more. Say first, I think saying on radio, so I intend to be casual.
No, you did all right.
That's fine.
You did all right.
I think, make I summarize the whole thing. Back pocket done the touch long time for this country, not be today. It done the touch for long, and the longer the thing they touch, the more the debt, as we talk about, they increase. And that's the difficulty now, not to explain this theory.
Don't worry, just they flow. Anyone way you follow, you go collect them.
All right. How do you balance your budget, especially in a lame dog here? When I say lame dog, this government where they are now is a lame dog because they are on their way out. And a lot of people and a lot of investors and a lot of businesses are going to hold back, knowing fully well the tenure of this government is on its way out. Now, because of that, there's going to be a cautionary means of projecting, of doing business or investing. When I say cautionary, what I mean is you have a situation where all investments are going to be put on hold.
Because they don't know.
They don't know which way things will go. They don't know which. Number one, this transition is so long that it puts everybody in doubt. Number one. Number two, which government could enter? Should a PRP go enter? I mean, SDP. I mean, PDP
Labour Party
or Labour Party. Now go enter. So they don't know. And any party that comes next he will come with his own policy and his own ways of dealing with the economy and the lack of it. And to be sure of not placing a bet on the wrong basis, the wrong donkey, they will have to hold off. So in the next till transition, there's not going to be any, if not very little, economic activity from the private sector. That also goes to your FDR, your foreign direct investments. Everything is going to be on hold. That's one. So the best we can do right now is to have each look at how best to conserve what is on ground and what we have today. Now, the problems are enormous. The debt didn't get to what it is today overnight. The debt has been accumulating because of a lot of reasons. One of them is the fact that debt in itself is not a bad thing.
You don't hear that one.
It's in what you spend and how you spend that debt. Now, if you have a scenario where the debt is spent on capital assets that help grow the economy, that's not a problem. Even that itself, even if you're going to spend them on capital projects, they have to be valued right, they have to be programmed right, and they have to be scaled right.
When you say scaling now, wait till you know so that we go on.
If you want to build a road from here to Kaduna, scale it right. Build it from, maybe start the first phase. Sorry, from here to Kano, is probably the easiest example. The first phase will be to Kaduna. Award that. Make sure the detail is right and everything is working and the funding is available to make a finish and complete that half.
This your scaling, it gets anything to do with, maybe for instance now, they will also target economic activities for inside those areas.
That's exactly what it is. Because you see, if you don't scale it right, you will not be able to complete it. And the money that you put in will get stuck and that project gets truncated. It will not add the added value economically to the country. At the same time, if you don't put in the specific quality requirements in that road, a road that's supposed to last you 20 years, at the end of 5 years you have breakages. That's wasted revenue, and it still doesn't add to that economic buildup. Okay. The third bit of it is if you don't have the funds to finish it, you get halfway, you complete it.
And you can't borrow.
It will not add value, expected value that you want. And that kills even the project itself to start with.
Okay, now
and by the time you get back to it, by the time you get back to it, it will cost you a lot more money to finish it.
Okay, the reason why I get to ask you that question about economic value, now because if you like say, Ubunge government, a lot of the things where they do, they show working in terms of money where they come out. At some point, yes, they do some kind of social investment things. The person will come and say, this is your government. Nothing spoil with social things, so they give money to this, give money to that. A lot of those things where they get on ground, which in itself not they bad. But if not they balance them with things where they bring money, that loan where they collect, they bring economic value. You go see they borrow more to still service loan. Then when you borrow more to service, the thing finish, you borrow again. Because it just be like say, na perpetual borrowing now with this. So, as a matter of fact, the chairman of the current ruling party say nothing wrong. Say if you borrow to eternity.
As long as it is applied right.
So nothing wrong with the borrowing.
Nothing wrong with debt.
Wonderful.
It's applied right.
Wonderful.
Look, if you don't go through the indices I just gave earlier on, if it's not costed right, if it's not built to scale, if it's not funded right, it's a waste.
All right, we get caller.
Because the debt will not go away. You'll have to pay the debt.
All right, welcome to the show, Oga. Where they call us from? Oga Murphy, you hear us? Oga Murphy, your network not there. All right. If I say go shift, make we hear you well. Or you go try call us back.
Hello? You didn't hear me now?
Aha, we did hear you now. Welcome.
My sister, Koko, we no get you know, say me.
Hey God, Femi don't go. Why you see they come in? Not only Femi that identify by trouble like that. Welcome, Oga Murphy. I greet you.
Anytime I work, I go rush, they come back. Then I go watch you one-on-one like this.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you.
I'm guest, welcome.
You're welcome.
This one was just a blow grammar for us. No call the hear you well, look. So you go try make you break them down so that we call the hear you well. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Now, this for this matter, I just go straight to the point. Money where Abacha will do when they don't collect. Why they go carry the money, say they carry and go give contractors where children house where they don't go carry and settle? Which kind of thing is this one now? Huh?
Okay.
Well, you know, say that one, as they talk and say that one don't go. As we talk and our mumu don't make those people not think they will take people. We don't wait for things.
Okay. Thank you, Oga Murphy. Thank you. Now better talk you talk. Make us still break them down again. So if I will understand you very well, and I think it still get to do with the way this Bunge government they manage money, in they complain about the Abacha loot where they collect, go give contractors direct. So $311 million. Now presidency come up and tell us say they just carry straight go give contractors. So they bypass National Assembly, they bypass all those other people they were supposed don't come out inside the matter say okay now here you supposed to have. So it can't be like another one of this well I no go like them to loan money because loan money they tell National Assembly this one they want to but why you the answer that one if you get anything to talk about that one?
Yeah, I think it's beyond that. What did it cost us to actually recover that money? Nobody has told us to date.
So they pay money to recover.
But of course, what was the deal and how much did it cost us to collect that money? At the end of the day, what did it take to cost to collect becomes totally unreasonable. The only way you can cover that up is to take it directly to a contractor or expend it immediately before we can start tracking.
So you talk to everything they do, you follow?
No, what I'm saying is that if you have anything to hide, if the cost of recovery of that funds are that high and not transparent, the easiest way for you to cover it up is to send it directly into the system.
So we'll do inside the matter.
So I suspect that there's a bit of that there. Number one, who determines what those funds are spent on? And what are the valuations of those expenditures itself? Do they make any sense? Do they add any value?
In fact, you don't carry another level, another angle, another everything enter inside this matter. And if you say make we face that one, we'll come out from inside this matter of budget. So, Oga Murphy, I hope say to some extent, in don't come out inside the matter well for you. Make we come back to this issue of debt and budget funding.
Yes.
According to everything where you talk now, what you talk say nothing wrong to borrow as long as they do everything where they suppose they do, both before and after they collect the money. I want to ask you one very important question. For you, a presidential candidate, where they face the matter of country as a whole, you don't see as things don't they don't scatter for inside different places. Which one you go focus on more? Reducing expenditure or increasing revenue? Before you answer that question, of somebody don't call, we won't follow come out inside the matter. Oga Chibuzo, welcome to the show. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Sir.
Well done.
Thank you, sir.
I just came back from work and I tuned in and I heard the discussion where the guest is telling us nothing is wrong in borrowing. Hello?
Yes, we did hear you.
I can hear you.
So he said nothing is wrong in borrowing.
As long as you do the right things. You hear that part?
And somebody called in and asked what did they do with the recently recovered Abacha loot. You see, one thing in this country is that we refuse to face the truth and say it the way it's supposed to be. You see, borrowing, when this government came in, they complain about the past government borrowing. Now they are borrowing to the extent that the money that we use in servicing these loans now is what we are now borrowing. We now borrow to service loan, not that we even borrow to do project. Now we borrow to service loan. And somebody is sitting down to tell us that nothing is wrong in borrowing. I hope one day we will not borrow our citizens to another country to pay the debt that our leaders have already borrowed. Now we go into another slave trading to pay all these debts. Because this thing is just, I don't know the purpose of this government, but to be honest with you, we, the citizens of Nigeria, we are not smiling. We are not happy at all with the happening. No area they work. No sector of this country that you say this area, this regime have gotten it right. Let's face another part.
All right.
So in honesty, but I'm not, as a citizen, I'm not happy at all.
You won't follow
I'm watching your guests defend this thing. In fact,
make him talk. If like say you know here, right. Well, calm down. Make him talk. Oh yeah. Okay.
Thank you, sir. You are exactly confirming what I'm saying, sir. If you're borrowing for recurrent, if you're borrowing to pay back interest, that's the wrong reason for accumulating debt. What I said is that if you're borrowing to, for example, apply that debt to infrastructure, for example, to power, to hospitals, to roads, any asset that helps the economic progress of the country, yes. But even at that, we need to have indices to say that, look, is this project phased right? Are there costs right? Are they going to be fully funded to achieve the objective? Outside of that, yes, I agree with you. We're borrowing for the wrong reasons. And that's the point I made. So I don't think you quite understood where I was coming from there. And for as long as you do that, you have to adjust so many other things on the... There's a supply and a demand side to this. You have to adjust so many other things to make sure that at least you can meet up with your recurrent.
So just to follow...
Which was the next question you were going to
talk
ask.
with waiting Ogachi talk before you answer that question. At this point now, you go say make we stop, I mean make we continue.
We have to stop because look, like I said earlier on, the government is a lame dog. It's on its way out.
Is it possible to stop right now?
They can control, and even our national assemblies are equally responsible for this. Because if a government is on its way out and is accumulating debt just to service debt, not to add value, not to add to economic prosperity to the country, then that's a problem.
All right, Oga Hezekiah, don't join us inside the studio today. Well done from Kado Kuchi. Welcome, Oga Hezekiah.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
You see, I appreciate the guests, and anyway, because even no matter how they want to explain to us within the for Nigeria, we're not ever satisfied because situation don't make us tired of the whole story anyway. But one of the things I want to confirm is which of the road exactly, which of the work, which of the projects particularly, they use this Abacha loot take place. Because if government see they tell us, say, then do so project, then do so project. Maybe they know say Abacha do I'm not be this regime. I don't know if you get my point.
Yeah.
Meaning to say Abacha worked during his regime. And they work even at death. Because this government just a point for Abacha waiting in go do. Since them point waiting in go do, then can't use Abacha loot, take the pay for the project. So the ones with them now, don't they, the project where then they try give us, which one they use their own money, either money where them borrow or money where them, however, their own money to fund. Make them specific, or if una know, make una explain to us in detail so that we go see they identify the ones where the present government do,
okay,
and the one where Abacha do.
Exactly what
Thank you, Oga Hezekiah. Just to sharply answer your question so that we will come back to our main topic, make our guests answer us. Oga Ajuri Ingelali, 9B, they talk this one, 9B, Special Assistant to Presido on Public Affairs, 9 carry this matter of the 311 where they carry give contractors. He said they won't use and do Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Abuja-Kano Road, and Second Niger Bridge. Now, this story, they're very, very funny because as they don't highlight these three now, we also know, say, the previous one where they collect before this one, Second Niger Bridge, they inside. That one, now even the Obodo Ibo, now tell us, say, they get to sign agreement, say, una must use them for this one. So, I get where they go on top of the matter, and really, really, now, our work, and just as our guests been the talk, our legislators, them, our law people, them, they get hand inside this matter because whether or not they pass on through them, all these things, they still know. Yeah, wait till they do on top of the matter. Make we come back to our guest.
Thank you.
Yes. So, you say we need to stop.
We need to stop borrowing.
It could be possible at this point.
But of course, because it's all about accountability. We keep borrowing, but nobody ever has addressed the revenue side. What are we doing on the revenue side? Are we looking at subsidies that affect the demand side? Are we looking at our exchange rate? What are we doing to manage the exchange rate? That's another. Because all these debts are in exchange rates. And that's probably why you have the problems we have today. What are we doing to manage the risk on the exchange rate side? What are we doing to non-oil exports? What are we doing to make sure that every barrel sold, we get the revenue? Every barrel point.
The same barrel where we know say that they thief, that they move.
So these are all the revenue side issues that nobody is talking about. Nobody is addressed.
Which bring me to
what are we doing for tax collection? Collection has to be. I'm not for a tax increase or anything, but it has to be progressive, and it has to be efficiently collected. What are we doing about that? What are we doing about bringing 80 times our informal sector into the formal sector to account for revenue? What are we doing by holding our revenue agencies?
Make a shift and come back to you now. Which one you go do? I don't first already ask him in one area. Cut expenditure or increase revenue? Which one
you
go
have to do both?
Fake? No, which one go? I know say you go do both, but which one go pass the other? Because our finance minister don't come out on one or two occasions talk say our problem not be expenditure problem, which means say she dey okay with the way we dey spend money on the things where we dey spend money on. This now from our whole finance minister, and she said the problem where we get na revenue problem.
Cut your code according to your size. You can cut your code according to your size on the one side, but also there are so many untapped revenues.
Like which one?
Like I said earlier, do we really collect what we should do from every barrel of oil that we sell? Do we even take advantage of the added value from the oil itself? We don't, because our refineries are not working, but we keep paying salaries to all the foreign refineries. Okay. These are the issues. On the collection side also, on the tax collection side, everybody comes and says, oh, increase taxes. But the existing taxes, are they progressive? Are they efficiently collected yet?
So which brings me back to the question, which one you could do? Yes, okay, fine, you don't talk say you need to do both, but you know, one of the things when Nigerians they fear, we say, now when a lot of people where they target say, okay, I won't come, you know, add my quota, see what I go feed do for the Nigerian people. One of the biggest fears we say, they look all. Some people say if you just focus on one, our problem go there solve. So in terms of revenue now, where you could touch light, we know say oil na problem. One, because they thief barrel. So even when they talk about how much they collect from barrel, we not even feel look that one. I been there you go first face, say okay, you go touch light the matter of thieving barrel, at least make waiting they come out, we go they see the show working of them. Or now areas like agriculture, you know, we get things like declaration where we don't sign.
Everything you're telling me here depends on the leadership and the confidence, the system, the citizens.
I wish I ask you directly.
The citizens.
Will be possible leader, but make we hear from our
it's all about leadership. One, the confidence that the population have in that leadership, and even your foreign investors have in that leadership. Right. If you don't have that, your naira would always be what it is. Nobody has the confidence to invest in the naira. Every euro bond we've never had Even Nigerians invest in that Eurobond, high network individuals. You've had a scenario where, and I'm a prime example, where because you're out of step with government, they go and take over your business and crash your business.
We go come back to that.
So all that.
But make we take
this
our call.
Yeah, okay.
Ogajo, welcome to the show. Good evening.
Antia Personia again.
Sir.
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome.
Welcome, our guest.
Welcome, sir.
Auntie Somi.
Sir.
I will not say lie, but I will say it's not true.
Waiting.
Say bullying is not bad to borrow. Auntie Somi, it's not good to borrow. Borrow don't turn to something else in your blood. Everything I borrow, you won't go borrow. You will not go forward.
Why?
You borrow. This same money that you borrow, say you want to do this, you do not do it. How is it going to end? Nigerian country borrow to the extent now, God forbid, that such thing will not even happen to our generation. And this only money that this country borrow under Buhari, another government will come another 16 years will not reach 1/4 of that money.
Well,
I'm telling you this thing.
Yes.
And
you see,
this
my brother, the biggest
debtor. A presidential candidate.
So I hear waiting one talk. You don't
and
talk.
He's telling us that his borrowing is not good. It's not bad.
Here waiting one talk.
We're in trouble. We're in trouble.
The biggest debtor in the world is the United States of America. The biggest debtor in the world. Now they can afford to, in their own case, not even plan to pay back those borrowings. Why? Because they actually own and print the currency themselves. So the largest debt owner is in the United States.
So they're not a good example.
They're not a good. That's the problem. But the economy grows. The economy grows. It's the largest economy in the world today. And that's because they print their own currency. The same thing with China. The same thing.
Okay.
Look, in our own case, we have to understand that look, the problem started from way back, 2008, for example, when the whole economic system crashed. What did America? If America was a third world and the developed economy were a third world economies or developing economies, IMF would have stepped in and said, to get a further loan, you have to sell this, you have to privatize this, you have to cut subsidies, you have to do this, you have to do that.
So make we use an example of other developing countries like us, so that we go really well understand.
So in our own case, they would have told us, sell assets, remove subsidy, cut this, cut that. In their own case, because it's now on their own side of the fence, what they did was to print money. They call it quantitative easing. It's printing money. And they can afford to print that money because it's their own currency.
So we will not get that option.
We don't have that option. So in short, what we did not do was adjust our own economics to the percentage of how much they printed. Because we are reliant on that dollar. That's why it's difficult to explain in Pidgin in many ways.
Make you take this caller, whether you go still agree with you. Ogajimo, welcome from Duse.
I'm not saying take
good evening.
I'm not saying what do you apply that
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, welcome.
How are you?
We thank the Lord.
Uncle Kola, God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
More than 30 years now, you have helped me one day. I will not forget you. What you are looking for, God will give it to you.
Inshallah.
I will not forget you. From the airport to Lagos, I know what you've done to me. God will bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. I come from the respect of this police something.
Okay.
You see, if that man wants to do, he should educate the police first. Because if that's why I said they have never given them this power now. If you are talking to police, before you know, the next thing you slap you. As a civilian, if the police slap me, I'll slap him back.
I beg you.
I'm telling you.
Ogajimo.
So therefore, he should educate. Because if he's doing this one now, he's giving police power. little thing, which is that we can even joke with it. Before you know, police or resolve it, police will slap you.
All right.
Because they are giving them power.
Thank
you
you
should
so
educate
much.
them. We as civilians, we fear police.
Thank you so
because
much.
they always hold a rifle.
Thank
so
you.
Police does not respect themselves. That's why if they slap someone will return it back to them.
Thank you,
so you should
Ogajimo.
educate them.
Thank you. We believe that the police don't they do their own work in terms of educating. As a matter of fact, they don't publicize all the education where they give them. Although we go still see what's happen in terms of Oga Femi Falana waiting to talk on top that matter, but maybe come back to our guests because we don't run out of time. Yes. All right, this issue of revenue, you say we go they do the two. I try to ask you since say which one.
I told you the first thing for us is confidence, psychological. If you don't have faith in your government, if you don't have faith in the process, if you don't have faith in anything, you will always hoard money.
So when it comes to faith, for people to get faith, for people with their, especially people with just they show faith, you know, as presidential candidates for the different parties now, they need to see show working.
Yeah.
Now that show working now go make them say, okay, be like say make I reason this Oga, be like say go do one or two in terms of the economy. Yeah. When we talk about that show working, waiting you go fit tell us say at least one or two areas where we go see your hand on top.
Very soon we don't talk the talk. We walk the talk.
It's okay.
In PRP. We are going to have programs where as a party we empower people even before we get elected.
The programs never start.
It's part of our, we don't start politicking officially till the 20th.
No, but in terms of show working, I refer to individual achievements.
Yes,
maybe as a business person or
okay,
all those areas.
Okay.
Yes, one or two things where people see your hand on, say campaign never starts. So we just so that people go.
Okay, first and foremost,
show working and faith.
Trained as a banker. I worked at the old chemical bank in New York, which is now JP Morgan now. From there, I came home, ran the group. The group includes the farm, the airline, the bookshop, the Summit Oil, and radio communications before my brothers came. And at a point in time, as a group, we were the largest private sector employer in Nigeria, without a doubt. We were in every state, be it under Concord, be it under Summit, be it under Biola Farms, be it, name it, bookshop. We're the largest single private sector employer in Nigeria. We're in every state capital present. Going further from there, I have a private, and that's the group. On my privately, I've set up a logistics company. I've done. This is the way I'm not good at. I don't know how to blow my own trumpet.
No, not be blow trumpet. I just talk about things we get to do with. Maybe people get faith for this economy.
I have a master's in money management. I have a master's in economics. I have run and I've done things from scratch. That's my art. I can't, and I have to be careful how I say this. I don't mean it. I don't know how to trade. I have to start from scratch. I can go into a place like in Edo State, which I've done with Summit Oil. We're about to, in another month, we will have our own private refinery running in Edo State. I've gone into
fully functional.
Fully
functional.
Fully. Okay. Like all the other refineries, I have my feedstock.
Okay.
From my well.
So just from the few things we
same thing with farming. I've gone as far. I've cultivated at the height of it, 5,000 hectares in 2 different places. I have a whole local government in Taraba State today, named after me for my achievements in that community. Angonkola.
Oh yeah, so come be like say the trumpet. The trumpet on the blow.
So I don't know how to do this, but that's what I do.
Now the reason why I asked that question, now because you talk about faith, you talk about trust, you talk about confidence. If you enter inside 2023 and you collect the ticket, you stand as that person, people go one know say I really get belief in this man. In terms of saying go turn economy around, whether you they borrow or you not they borrow. Even though you don't talk, say you go stop to the borrow. I don't know whether that stop to the borrow will also apply when you enter, if you enter. But the reason why I asked that question as we round up very quickly, now because with all these things where you don't do, just in 1 minute, how you go take all this experience, comot Nigerians from poverty?
My loyalty is to Nigeria. My loyalty is to Nigerians. As a party, we're running a party campaign, so hold us responsible for the policies we take. I have a fantastic running mate in Harrow, Zigo. Collectively, we are loyal to Nigeria, first and foremost. We haven't forgotten where we started from. We didn't just become what we are overnight. We started from somewhere. And that faith we have, I've always had faith in Nigeria and Nigerians. We've always hired Nigeria first. We paid a massive price for that because we had no foreign investors over time. All this, my farms and everything I spoke to you, this same Abacha government took them away. Why? Because it was 100% equity owned. We believe in Nigerians and the possibility of Nigerians. We've pioneered farming, we have pioneered sports, we have newspapers. There's no newspaper person out there of any quality that hasn't gone through our stables.
All right. All right. Thank you very, very much. At least to the best of your ability, you don't talk the one way if you talk, and Nigerians don't hear you. Special thank you. Make I greet you again. Hopefully, we could bring you back because we need to delve more into this area of your history. Of course, all of you, in case you don't know, Oga Lateef Kolawole Abiola, now the son of the great and the late Moshood Kashimo Olawale Abiola. If you don't know that name, then you not be Nigeria, no. But he don't come say make he continue or make him do his own way he want to do for the Nigerian people. So thank you once more. Say you follow us, touch like different matter. For inside, we appreciate.
Sorry, my pidgin didn't quite come through. But
you go practice because you go still come back. I
speak it very well because I work in Warri.
So you go come back and come give us the original you so that
to
people
explain
relate.
myself and the theories I have, it's difficult.
We understand. All right, and I don't hear for today, we will close my comment from inside Koko of the Matter. My name is Nasomi Alegino. Better thank you to all of our way to come out inside the matter, whether on a phone call or message where you send us. We go see you tomorrow.
My people, my name na Ezugu Chukudi.
And my old name na Nkubi. We know say na the bad words